Hey everyone, I'm Shane Beerwith with Modus Games. We're here in Helsinki, Finland, meeting with Frozen Byte, one of the largest independent game developers in the country and creators of the beloved Trine series. We're here to talk about life as a game developer, some of the challenges that they face, and advice that they have to give to up-and-coming game creators. Let's go take a look. How many hours of daylight do you get in Finland?
In the winter in Helsinki, not that much.
What, it rises at 9 a.m., sets at around 3 p.m., something like that?
Yes, something like that right now.
How do you guys deal with the lack of sunlight?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You work?
Yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about game development culture in Finland. Is it a big market here in Finland?
We do have quite a lot of developers. Many of them are in the mobile space, but we do have like pretty good roots in the console and PC space as well. And we've been in the business now for 17 years.
What about the Finnish government? Do you guys get any subsidizing?
The Finnish government actually does help quite a bit. Back in 2004, when we still had no game released, we actually got support from Business Finland, or Tekes as it was called back then. It was the first people outside of our company that actually believed in what we were doing.
Right.
So that mental thing was huge.
Yeah.
And that's also when we were able to pay like the first salaries to people. So of
be a
course,
good
okay,
feeling.
there was a money thing also, but like the mental side was probably the biggest one. Because game development, sometimes you can be developing a game for like 2 years straight, sort of like locked in a dungeon.
Yeah.
And nobody sees it, nobody hears about it, and you just don't have no idea if people will like it.
So, if you were to tell some indie devs in that situation right now, where it's been a year and a half and they're grinding making their game, what is the thing that you would tell them to keep them going?
Don't give up. That's
Finish the projects. That's something that I would say maybe.
Yeah, and the one thing not to do is to like scrap one project and start a new one. But like generally, you get the most experience from the last 10% of the project.
So sticking with this theme of self-doubt, obviously indie development is incredibly difficult to sustain and make a living, essentially. What was one of the most difficult experiences you have had as an indie developer, just in general?
There's been a few over the years. But yeah, like most recently, Trine 3, that was pretty difficult. Because we were all pumped up when we were going into early access. And then when we kind of failed with the expectations of the fans and players, it was like it was a bit of a blow in the face. Like we really took it quite hard.
How did you handle, I guess, the community fallout from that? Because again, that's a very personal thing. How do you deal with community with something that's so personal? Because you don't want to go on attack mode, right?
No, you can't lash out at the players because basically they are always right in the end.
Where does the Frozen Byte team find creative inspiration? Like, how do you guys manage your creative process?
We rely on the people. People are creative when given chance.
One of the things we did kind of have a little bit of a process. Our writer was kind of running around the office before she started writing Trine 4. She went around asking everybody put some kind of idea of something you want to see in Trine 4, because she was coming up with the story. So she was asking people what they want to see in the story.
And that's how you end up with the badgers and the seal and things like that in the games.
How do you get noticed? How do you survive in this current day climate?
On top of tuning up your Steam, the store page, you can use the moving images and all kinds of things to make it more interesting, but you have to have some kind of outside of Steam marketing stuff to draw people into the page.
Is tea more popular in Finland than coffee?
No. It's just us.
I think Finnish people are the number one
Coffee drinkers.
in the world.
Has Frozen Byte ever hired anyone from that has had experience in like a game development school, or do you think that there's value to that?
Yeah, we actually have. Like it's actually a pretty big thing for us to hire new people in general, and one of the ways that we get new people is from these game schools, basically. We actually have these sort of excursion days where people from one school come over to the company, like 12, 15 people at a time. And we just present the company and tell them a bit about us, and they get a chance to like see our games, meet our people, and interact with the devs, and perhaps see how they can improve their own stuff.
When you're interviewing for one of these positions, do you have like a creative take-home test or something like that?
Yeah, we usually have some kind of test assignment for the people who are applying, because even if the portfolio is very good, it's not necessarily like exactly the thing that we want to test. So even then we can still send some kind of test assignment.
For QA, we need a list of all the games they played on Steam and how much they've completed.
Playing games is a good way to get into QA.
Yeah.
And especially like not only playing games but breaking games. Like the funny things, like just doing stuff that breaks the game.
Obviously, there's a lot of kids out there, a lot of people out there who really want nothing more than to get into this industry. And what would be your advice to them getting into the industry, from the ground up?
Do something that has a relevance to what you want to do in games. So if you want to be like an artist or programmer, then you do some kind of groundwork to advance that, instead of just like, I played a lot of games.
Potential and passion. I mean, those are really the two main things. So obviously, usually if you are passionate, you will have done stuff. You will have created a portfolio, for example, that is looking good. I don't think it's ever gonna be enough to just attend a school.
Right.
You really have to have.
You have to care. You have to really care about
you
what
have
you're
to
doing.
want to do it.
Well, that's all we've got for now. If you have any questions you'd like us to answer in future episodes, hit us up in the comments section. We'll see you next time.